How to start drawing this lamp. We're going to do the one on the right here, but you can use the same procedure for doing the one on the left here using scale drawing. So first of all, we want to talk about the ruler and how we are using it. So we have been using the 16 scale, but we're going to be switching to using the 3 scale. So I'm going to find that on my ruler now. And it is right here. So the 3 scale is going to mean that 3 inches is 1 foot in real life. So this is meant to represent 1 foot right here. And that is going to be 3 inches on our drawing. Now, the 3 scale is pretty hard to understand if you don't get one aspect of it here. So this is where 0 is. This is 1 foot. And this is 2 feet right here. These two numbers are not part of your 3 scale. They are for the other side of the ruler using the 1.5 scale over here. So imagine that this doesn't exist, this doesn't exist, and this doesn't exist as well. Okay, so the way that this works is you start from 0 and you add the number of inches that you want to add over here, and you add the number of feet you want to add over here. So if I wanted to measure 2 feet 3 inches, that would be from my left hand fingernail to my pencil on the other side. That distance is 2 feet 3 inches in real life. If I wanted to measure just simply 6 inches, it would be between my left fingernail and my right hand pencil, like that. If I wanted to measure 1 inch, it would be right here, between my fingernail and my right-handed on my pencil. If I want to do 1 foot 1 inch, or let's do 1 foot 9 inches, it would be between my fingernail here and this over here. So what this allows you to do is draw something that does not fit on your paper at full scale without doing any math at all. Okay, we're going to start to draw this thing now. So we're going to start on this lamp at this corner over here. Now we're doing an orthographic projection, so you actually won't be able to see the top of the base at all, or this side of the lamp head, or anything on the bottom of the lamp head as well. All those things are going to be invisible in this orthographic projection. And we're going to start from this point right here. So I'm going to start from that point on my drawing, and I'm going to call it right here as my starting point. Now I'm going to use my tape measure and measure the actual lamp. The lamp base is 10 inches long, which corresponds here from where my mouse is to where my mouse is over here. That's a 10-inch distance. Now on my drawing, I'm going to mark out that 10 inches on my 3 scale between 0 and 10 right here. So I'm going to start at 0 and draw a line along my straight edge to 10 over here. Oops, that's a little out of your view. I'll bring it up a little bit. 0 to 10, like that. All right, now I'm going to do the thickness of the base. So if I measure this right here, this height, that is 1/2 inch in real life, which is going to be pretty small on our ruler. It's going to be right here because 1 inch is here, 2 inches here, 3 inches is here, and 1/2 inch is right here. So I'm going to mark that 1/2 inch thickness and draw that line. And I'm going to go to the other side and also mark up that 1/2 inch. Draw that line. And then I'm going to complete the rectangle between those 2 points, like so. That's the base. I can dimension it as well. Dotted line down, dotted line down, connect them, draw arrows on either end, and write 10 inches right there. All right, next step is to figure out the next part that we can add to this. So I'm going to draw this little base triangle over here, and I'm going to figure out how far this distance is here in real life by using my tape measure. That measures out to be 3/4 of an inch. So on here, if that's 0, that's 1 inch, that's 1/2 inch, 3/4 is right here, dividing a little bit further. So I'm going to measure in 3/4 of an inch and make a small mark right here to know that that's where I'm starting. Now I'm going to go and measure in real life the length of that triangular piece at the base of the lamp, and it is 3 inches long. So on here, I'm going to make a small mark at 3 inches over here. Next, I'm going to mark out the height of that triangular piece, and it looks like it's 1.5 inches. So I'm going to set this at 1.5 and make a little mark at 0 so that this distance here is 1.5. Oops, that should be in the middle though. Should be right here. 1. There is a greater level of accuracy that I could get right now, but I'm just going to draw that triangle as I see it, with a little bit of round over on either side and a straight edge line where it should be. And part of that is hidden in my picture, but I'm going to leave it there for now. All right, next thing I'm going to do is find my length of my first arm, this piece right here, including the rounded edges. If I measure that on my actual design, I get 12 inches, 1 foot. So on here, I'm going to guess at the angle. No need to be perfect here. Make a little mark at one end and at the other end where I think those two would land. And then I'm going to measure the thickness of that. In real life, that is 1.25 inches thick. So I'm going to go here and mark out 1.25. That's pretty hard to see, but 0, 1, 2, 1.5, and 1.25 is right there. So I'm going to mark out that thickness. And down here as well. And then I'm going to draw those straight lines. And then I'm going to approximate the curve around here just by sketching. That should overlap a little bit more there. That's going to look weird if it's not overlapping a little bit more, so I'm going to bring that down here. That. The next arm is the same length, so I'm going to do the same thing again. 1 foot, 1.5 inches thick, 1.25, sorry. Draw the line. Draw the other side of the line. Oops, missed the mark there. And include the round over by sketching on both sides. If you did a different angle, doesn't matter. All right, then I would include the head over here and this triangular piece, which is an exact match of the one that you find down here. So this piece here is exactly the same as the other one. 3 inches on my ruler. I'm going to just sketch this triangle here, knowing that that's 3 inches. And then the head of the lamp, right here, measures out to be 5 inches in real life. So I'm going to center a 5-inch measurement right here. 5 inches. And the head of the lamp is 4 inches wide. So I'm going to mark this at 4. This at 4. Connect my lines. And I'm going to start dimensioning. I want to show that this is 12 inches. And I want to show that this is 5 inches. And this is 4 inches. I also think it'd be interesting to see like what a general height is for this whole thing at this angle. And the one on my desk right now is about 16 inches tall at this angle. So I'm going to do a little dotted line out this way. And a dotted line out this way. Oops. Connect those. And call that 16 inches. Let's see, I could also mark out this 3-inch piece here. And at that point, I think the drawing's starting to get busy, and any more measurements would start to make it look a little bit too cluttered. I didn't have room for a title block at the bottom now, so I'm going to include my title block at the top. Your name, the period. We're going to say this is called desk lamp. and this is it's in inches, and it is a 1 to 4 scale, which is also called the 3 scale, and that's all you would need to have on this. So you can choose different dimensions, but let's try to include 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 dimensions. This one has 6 on it, and that would be your practice. This is something that I will collect from you guys, but this is really just practicing for drawing something else. All right. In my next video, I'll talk a little bit about how to draw something that you don't have right in front of you.